As soon as the doctor put the wand to my belly, I felt a tremor of intuition in my heart. In the past several months, I had been through countless ultrasounds monitoring the twins. This time, I labored for breath like a beached whale on the unforgiving hospital bed while my husband, Burke, firmly clasped my trembling hands. We knew what to look for, but the signs of life, the flutter of a palpitating heart, the wiggle of limbs, the flow of blood, they just weren't there. The white coat remained silent, but we knew. We all knew. Finally, after circulating the wand repeatedly in a slow and hopeless march over the bulging landscape of my stretched skin, the doctor cleared his throat and with a fixed stare at the monitor confirmed, "I'm so sorry, but baby A has no heartbeat." Sorrow crashed down in a tidal wave of shock and pain and exploded out of my mouth. I gasped in agony and unleashed torrents of anguished cries, uncontrollable, unfathomable until that moment. "Oh no, oh no," I wailed over and over, finding no words to adequately voice the raw emotions shattering the air around us. The medical staff, previously bustling with pre-surgery tasks, now quietly busied themselves with their sterile machinery, averting their eyes from human agony in favor of bright-lit screens humming with pseudo-life. My brain reeled, searching for order in the midst of the hurricane, for context clues of how one logically responds to tragedies such as these. As a reader, I had vicariously experienced multiple scenes where a protagonist unleashes unearthly wells in their wretchedness, haunting sounds that rise up and envelop souls in the dark cloud of their unrestrained grief. I had read about it, but I had no idea that such sounds truly existed, that primal wells of such ancient origins and earth-rattling chaos could be produced from my being. As my world erupted in emotional anarchy, my mind raced as I tried to make sense of it all. We had come to the hospital that morning for an emergency C-section to save our struggling twin A, and thereby bring his identical twin brother, twin B, into the world prematurely alongside him. The baby's fates were inseparably connected. We had settled on names just hours before. Baby A was Aiden Burke, our little fire, who had clung to life with unshakable tenacity up to this 32-week mark. Baby B was Alan David, our little rock, who had progressed with steady confidence and coaxed his diminutive brother along through the endless weeks of agonizing uncertainty. We knew these infant warriors intimately, our fire and rock, and hungered for their safe arrival. After months of bi-weekly ultrasounds, out-of-state trips for dangerous and innovative intrauterine laser surgery, steroid shots, monitoring, fasting, praying, and priesthood blessings, all that could possibly be done for our sons in utero had been achieved. The time for a new series of actions was now thrust upon us. We were supposed to be meeting our sons that morning, delicately touching them in intensive care incubators, sending out reassuring texts to our families. The medical personnel were supposed to assess our little ones and hook them up to wires to measure heartbeats, oxygen to fill lungs, and IVs to pump nutrients. I knew micropreemies who had been born at 25 weeks who were thriving children now. We had weeks, months on those babies. Had we made the wrong decision? Should we have taken them sooner? When had Aiden gone? Days ago or just minutes? Maybe even seconds? In my grief, I wailed within the caverns of my mind, "Oh God, where art thou?" When Aiden passed away, there was no longer a need for surgery to save our struggling baby. We returned home. I ached everywhere, my numb mind, my shocked spirit, my bloated body. In disbelief, I found myself still enormously pregnant, carrying one active twin and another still. I longed to reach within myself, to cradle each of their perfect forms and never let them go. We would simply wait now until my body relinquished them. Against reason, life continued. Our 5-year-old daughter Daphne began kindergarten. With labored breaths, I waddled behind her as she skipped in eager anticipation to the front door of her new school. I feigned smiles and snapped pictures of her big day. With her sister away at school, 23-month-old Darcy went down for a nap. The house was far too quiet, necessitating hand over mouth to muffle the sobs as I clung to an empty bassinet, the one I had worried wouldn't be big enough for 2 babies. I wanted to pray, but in my exhausted state, I did not even know what to pray for or how to begin. I wanted answers, yet I knew I already had so many of them. I lingered in a fragile mental state of devastation and peace, seemingly impossible companions. I reminded myself that I knew the plan of salvation was true, that my little family was eternal, and I would see my Aiden again.